Hi, my name is Aaronel, and this is me at Disneyland. I was born on March 26, 2003, in Anaheim, California, and I'd like to give you an insight of my life. I grew up in Tustin, California, where I'd share the life with my mom, my dad, and my 4 other brothers. I was the 4th child of 5 and was super active and competitive kid that felt like they could conquer the world. And I still think I could. I grew up playing soccer, baseball, and almost every co-op video game on the PS3. This is my dad. He's such an inspiration and one of the funniest people I've ever met. He's always pushed me to try to find interest in every subject after the rants of how I didn't enjoy the class or have conversations with me and educate me about finance. He's one of the most empathetic and passionate people I know. His dad jokes are undefeated and his steaks are heavenly. He also somehow has connections everywhere because I tag along with him in grocery runs, and he seems to talk to almost tens of people in one trip. Although I make fun of his thick Korean accent, I still love him to the moon and back. He'll always be that one person that I can always count on and look up to. Right next to my dad is my incredible mother. She's hardworking and intelligent, and she also has a heart of gold and a head of steel from her crazy confidence. She's always so nurturing and one of the most creative people I know. She loves DIY activities and also fuels her frugal lifestyle. Although a trait of frugality came down to me, I hope to even remotely match her work ethics. She's always called a workaholic for spending so much time running her own business, but she has incredible discipline. She's always reaching new heights and encourages me to do the same. I love you, Oma. Hanson, my oldest brother, number 1, built his own empire from the ground up. He's incredibly hardworking and motivating to be around. He always can go on rambles about everything, and he always finds a way to crack up the family, even at the worst of times. He follows similar traits after my mom and kinda took her place since she wasn't home often. He'd make the best guacamole and take the brothers out for an occasional meal. Another thing he's influenced me on is my fashion sense. He brought me into the sneaker culture and is partially the reason why I'm in love with Air Maxes. He got me my first pair. His own collection of shoes literally takes over his whole room and his clothes fall out of his closet. We share the similar passion of shoes, and I dream that one day my collection of shoes would match the hundreds of pairs cluttered around the house that are his. His charming personality always leaves a lasting impression and is always down to get me into new experiences. Josh is the second oldest brother. He's literally a genius, and I swear he functions off of mathematical equations. He can tutor you about math for hours on end and could recall any math topic on the top of his head. He's like the brains of the family and always super supportive. His personality is super calm and always approachable because how empathetic he is. His taste is super unique from the rest of the family, but he hates seafood, even though my dad owned a seafood restaurant during our younger years. He swears that he's allergic to fish. He doesn't like seafood, but he always claims to be on a seafood diet because he eats everything he sees. He explains his big belly and his knowledge of the best places to eat. His interest and knowledge of building computers brought us closer as a family, now that we have 5 custom-built PCs in our house since the middle of quarantine. Josh is someone that I can always gauge myself mentally and academically. Nate, the middle child, turns out to be the weirdest one. He has a hyper-aggressive personality and excessive energy that he always brings to the family conversation. As a recent veteran, he occasionally talks about the places and stories about the time he spent in the Marines. He's a great storyteller and obsessed with Star Wars. We grew up watching the original trilogy on VHS tapes and reenacting lightsaber battles that always ended in injury, which was usually me. We're close, but we don't have much pictures together, which describes our timeline. He was gone for an entire high school career of mine, and could only see him when he visited home. Since his contract ended recently, I get to see him every day. He's always giving me advice about my physical health and general high school life. His artistic abilities always impress me and make me smile but there are so many moments that we shared together, for the love of Star Wars and being my quarantine look buddy. Last but not least is Jeremy, literally Patrick in real life. This man sits in the same chair 12 hours a day and only naps and eats food. Just kidding, I just pick on him because he's the youngest. In all seriousness, he doesn't try to be someone else. He's confident in his own body and always can crack a joke at the dinner table. He's been my roommate and the pair that I grew up with for as long as I can remember. He's introverted but confident, something that I really admire from him. I love him to death, but we never really verbally say that. We just have a mutual telepathic agreement that we love each other, sometimes. High school is the time to make new friends and really blossom after that awkward middle school phase. High school definitely found a place for me, whether it was through friends or teachers. It gave me the bestest of memories. Although the first 2 years went fast, I still cherish the joyful times that me and my friends shared. They helped me grow as a person and really find who I truly was. They carried me through the thick and thin, and I appreciate the ones that still stick around. I picked up the cello after my brother Nate. It became one of my many talents, allowed me to branch out, and helped me with a sense of confidence. It was one of the first things I got really good at. Especially during high school, I landed paid gigs, as well as playing with the most talented group of people all around Southern California. Some rehearsals were exhausting, but some people made it more bearable. The second half of high school was very short-lived, but I like to think it was still one of the most intimate times I had. When I was a junior, I naturally fit into a group of seniors that were happy to take me in. They filled me with wisdom of Beckman and senioritis. COVID hit and made senior year more difficult than I imagined. However, it made it more interesting to reach out. Fortunately, I was still able to attend prom and get closer to some of my friends. I like to think I have the future planned out. Although I have many great opportunities at Riverside for Comp Sci and Davis for Mathematics, I'll be attending IBC to look for better opportunities. I'll be looking to transfer through IBC to a dream school of mine and actively pursue a job in STEM applications and computer science. Thanks for listening.